Uh, yeah, what my son in Nima County. Yeah, so really, yeah, what my son. Anyway, Edmund, greetings to you and thanks for coming. And let me say congratulations for all you do for like. Well, again, let me say thank you, Imalo. Thank you for all that you continue to do as well, and our family here at ELBC, the state broadcasters, and it's a wonderful way to say Happy Armed Forces Day to all of our men and women in arm. Emma, you needed to have joined the army. You've done the morphology. A lot of people have told me. And just before we get started doing the war, I came in Monrovia in 2003, and that was then when the war was fighting. And I used to play very good football back then in high school in Tapeta, and that was a source of funding for me. From 10 to 12, we did not pay school fees. I was on my school, Christian high school, sports team, and the gentleman saw me, a rebel. He was in arm, he and his men, and they saw me while I was going to red light on the pipeline road, and he just shook my hand. He said, "My man, how the region? How everything going? Everything under control?" And I said, "Yes, chief, everything is under control." My brother, like, my man. My man. So a lot of people have told me I needed to have joined the army, but God has his own reason. We are serving at this level in shine more light on epilepsy. Spare is becoming to be or something now that many people, they are not getting afraid of, because every day we are on ELBC, out of our team out there on Radio Kekema, Radio Voice of Yahoo Mesno, or Voice of Tapeta, Radio Gompa, and Nimba D9 TV. Just everywhere people hearing about epilepsy. I think it's a good thing that we can start it from. You have this thing called Help Minimize Epilepsy in Liberia-HMEL, and there's this slogan that says, "There is still hope. Hope for recovery or hope for reintegration." Well, it is interesting to note that whenever you interact, and very soon, very, very soon, Imala, we've been talking here on ELBC and most of the different radio stations about what we do at the community level. We are now thinking this year, because the theme for this year, International Epilepsy Day, is Epilepsy Pledge. What is this pledge that we will do? Very soon, we'll have in the studio, by the grace of God, some of those life experience, some of those people who are challenged with epilepsy that we are dealing with in Lower Nimba County, where we started, and moving forward, that you will have an interaction with them. And some of them, when they narrate their stories to you, Emmanuel, you can't hold your tears, because a friend of yours, or maybe somebody who will be behind this microphone, to be so much stigmatized to the extent that you will push their food with stick to them because they get epilepsy, because you feel that they are witch. Everything happening in the community is happening because of them. A road did not come here is because the epilepsy people here, and maybe some of them, they were working like a gentleman we spoke to last year, August. He said he followed us. We were all sitting together while we were creating this awareness in Bloodiala. And he woke up, he said, "I want to speak," after we had done our awareness. And he said, "I was working with NGO, and I just saw myself having seizure multiple times. I lost my job, I lost my family, and I was all in the budgets, going to one herbalist to another, until when I heard about health epilepsy, help minimize epilepsy in Liberia, and I've been taking the medication they are supplying to the various health facilities. I'm here, standing here, and narrating my story." And he was pointing to an elder who was in the room. He said, "That man knows me when I was working with NGO, but see me here today. But I'm happy." So, Emmanuel, we're going to be bringing some of them here as we are doing this pledge, that you can interact with them. And it's going to be a good thing for ELBC to be taking the lead on that, because the work you do here, it is truly impactful and it's touching lives across the country and beyond. Great. So this week is International Epilepsy Day or Week, and
let's do it on spare because is widely understood. Because maybe someone thinking about epilepsy to be a different thing is the one we can call spare, you know. And I mean, what is it all about? What does it do? You know, what are some of the activities, you know, that normally occasion this day?
So currently the world statistics shows that 50 million people they are affected with epilepsy. 50 million people
with spare.
But I would say Liberia is exempted because there's no clear data on Liberia as it relates to those who are challenged with epilepsy. It's even more than 50 million. Yeah. So I would challenge that, but in a very good faith to say we have a lot of work to do. But that is what the world. When you Google today how many people live with epilepsy, you will see 50 million. But Liberia is exempted. And it's because we are still in our recovery stages as a country. Everything was breaking down. Our health system is challenged. And that is why we have decided to help the government of Liberia, the Ministry of Health, the Mental Health Department to carry on this awareness. First of all, for people to understand what is spare. Imagine a simple example I've always shown to anybody and will always say is, we are in this room. This room is being powered by electricity. These wires that are running through this wall, they have negative and positive. And Emmanuel, if you dare me now and cut one, and the people, the electrical engineers who did these things, make sure to put rubber between the wires, the positive and the negative, that they will not be able to touch, that they will not. Whole station will cease. You understand? Everything will shut down because we have taken a positive and negative that's not supposed to rub, and they are running and they are not touching. And while they are not touching, we enjoy the air condition, we enjoy the radio. There's nothing happening. So that's why we have always said, though we need to investigate why is it very prevalent in certain community of Liberia. When you go to the Gbarwee community, when you go to Riverses, when you go to some part of Gbarwee, when you go to some part of Nimba County in Yahweh Mesnon that connects with Gbarwee and going to Glodiala, and why is this thing so prevalent there? Why is it that when you go to one time you see 5, 6, 7 person having epilepsy? But we need to investigate. We as public health practitioners, but there are plenty of money to investigate these things, to do a baseline survey to know it's a lot more. But we have decided not to be sitting down as we are speaking on the radio. We go into the communities. You've been seeing pictures of us in real rural communities. Sometimes our teams are falling down from motorbike. Sometimes, I mean, a lot of things happening. Sometimes you go, there's a flood, the river has filled, it's holding you on your neck, and you are like, should I still go and meet these people? Then there's a courage, something you call passion. Say, yes, you can cross that river. And we crossing it just to make sure. Not to take placards and stand and then, denigrate the government. We are all government. So as we are starting this, and we have started since 2020, this year team says Epilepsy Pledge. We've come today for you, Emmanuel, and all of those who are listening to us on the radio to make a pledge and say, me, that person who living with epilepsy, I will never and ever stigmatize and call them crazy person. When they are having seizure, I will not see them to be like a crazy person and allow them to get brain and all of that.
So Edmund, as Liberia commemorates this International Epilepsy Week, what should people know when it comes to spare? The misinformation, the disinformation, the myth associated with this. Is that a disease?
First of all, you can't take it from anybody. It's a brain sickness. Okay. So you can't take it from anybody. That's the first thing. Some people say when somebody having spare, they jacking. When I spill, drop, you step inside. You finish taking your own. That's not true. That's not true. Some people also say when the person fat, you smell the fat scent. You not take your own. You must. That's not true. So I'm telling you, that was some people say when you as a man, you love into a girl, that girl gets spared, even when you're finished born, you not get your own. That's not true.
You're not free.
You're not free. That's not true. It's
what's about when you people eat together?
When you eat, hey man, we will bring our man Prince down. Prince down has become our ambassador. Prince is now in the Navre. Prince had epilepsy. He did not know. He was in Ganta in school. He left from the small town called Binglan, went to Ganta to school, and then he started having seizure. He left from school. His parents took him up to a herbalist. They spent a lot of money, and Prince got to know that Help Minimize Epilepsy was, in partnership with the Yahoo Mesnon health team, giving the medication to the district health team and then providing it through the county health team. Prince started on the medication. Prince, in the presence of the superintendent of Nimba County, Madam Koomi Apegono, she traveled to Zikepa last year for the World Mental Health Day in October. In the presence of the superintendent, Prince woke up to give his testimony. Today, Prince is now Prince will bring Prince here one day. We'll pay his way. Prince is not an ambassador, and Prince, like, he will tell you, he's like, no, we and Prince, they can eat together. When we're eating together, a lot of people will like, oh, David and Prince are eating you, and now Prince is a blood ball. Prince can post and say, look, of course, they think that sickness or I'm mocking me, but the way they help me, myself, let's say people treating me, I get sneakers, I get my phone, I get my this, I get my that. Me, I want you can be joking and saying that. So yes, there's a lot more going on that people need to understand. The 18 year, Imala, you and myself, we are sick with malaria, for example, and people decided to just not come close to the room we are. It will start making you to look like there's a death sentence.
Sort of isolation.
Absolutely. That alone, then you can't cut the person here. You can't plant that person who get epilepsy. You can't even touch them. They close their on them, a gel on them. How would this person even know that there's something? So no, those are the myths we are come here today to clarify, to say, let's take a pledge. You listening to us, take a pledge today. Take one pledge, one thing that you say, look, this one year that I have understood about epilepsy, and I will not do this today. My person who is challenged, that one pledge is why we have come. Yes.
Every time people hear that, okay, if somebody suffers from seizure or from spare, and the person maybe drops in the fire, and the person was, gets a mild, and they say, why the person drop in fire, it means that person is done forever. Please provide us some information to this.
Well, so here is it.
Is it true?
It's not true, but here is the thing leading to that. This person dropped in fire, and you say that the end to it. Yeah, that you ended it. Imagine it that me get epilepsy, I drop in fire, and two of us to the place, and you want to take care of that soul. You want them to clean it. You want treat me. Imagine that you has ended me now the epilepsy. Yes.
So it requires a lot of education, because the mindset about people with spare is so dangerous.
When the vice president called us in September 2024, he reached out to us and said, look, I want to meet with you people. I was strolling through some of the chat rooms and saw a lady who had twin, and you people were attending to her. It touched my heart. I'm quoting from the vice president of Liberia, Honorable Jeremiah Kwanko. When he invited us, we said when we met, Dr. Joseph Sequoia, who is now at a board chair, but he's the lead consultant for us. He is the one that introduced the team to the vice president at his home in Shuffering Town. Imala, just before leaving the room, the vice president decided to introduce us to other stakeholders who have gone to meet with him. I will not call the other people's name. And he said, oh, these are young people who are creating awareness about epilepsy. The other stakeholder is from Bomb County. And he said, oh, my daughter died from nothing. And another stakeholder from Grand Bassel, there were two, said my bigger brother died from that thing, and we did not understand at that time that it was this epilepsy. So these people are doing a wonderful job. It is because people not understanding what we are doing. So that is the reason why a lot of people are dying because of that. No. When we went to Gbarwee last year for the awareness, just after the awareness, just after when people were getting us, that's what happened. If he would have dropped to reach the floor, that man would have out of that. Because there was a step, the step is built with concrete and tar, and we were just coming down. But as soon he was coming down, all of us went and just went on him. And just it was just something very amazing. I got a video. All of us just went and held him and lie him down on his side. And it was a true testimony that epilepsy is not contagious. So the entire citizens, the elders, everybody was standing, looking at us. And we held the gentleman. We lie him down right in front of the town hall. After a few minutes, he came to himself, he woke up, and he went home. So at that point, God did that for the people to know that it is true. If these people can hold this man with their hands and lie him down, and then after some time he woke up and went home, they think that through the people talking. God himself did that for the people of Gbarwee, for the people of Liberia to know that yes, it is true, epilepsy is not contagious.
Edmund, let's talk about treatment. The last time I asked, you said you're not too sure that an individual can be 100% free after maybe they've gotten despair and all that. So if the person continues to take his or her medication in real time, it means it limits the numbers of seizure.
There's something called getting there in wellness. So the fact that, and not all epilepsy medication are the same. So that's why you need to get your medication at the health post. Not with people who sell it in buckets. Not with people who are just, passing drug around. You got to go to the health facility to get it. And, it's just like when you're having asthma, right? People who are suffering from asthma or people who are suffering from pressure, for example. Every time you're feeling somehow, you take your pressure medication or you take your asthma medication. So it's going to put you in wellness. But there are some studies still going on. There are some studies still going on. Like if you take the medication 2 years in a row, the seizure will stop. I know of one of my cousins who is late now. He passed. He was even a reverend. His seizure stopped. And he was doing his pastoral work until somebody gave him a wrong injection, and he died instantly in encyclopedia. So yes, you can get in wellness. You can get in wellness, which means that you will not be falling down, just among your friends or anywhere in the house and all of that. So yes, it can put you in wellness.
Wow, great. So as we speak, even though you continue to raise the awareness, I'm sure there's still need for support and partnership. Where
yes.
are we?
The gap is still huge. We haven't even completed. Yeah, we must not to go to Gbarwee, to go to Riverside. The calls keep pulling in. Just as you know, whenever we come here, the calls are pulling in. And sometimes we are like, hey God, what can we do? We need to go across the country. We've been to schools. And the last time we were in my GB, engaging students. And the students, they were telling us that, we never knew this thing. One of my uncle to the whole having it here every time. Mama Harley Leo. But this time we're not Harley. We'll carry uncle to the hospital. For us to really check and know what's happening. So yes, we called it on the government of Liberia. We want to say thank you to the Ministry of Health, Mental Health Department, Dr. Moses Zia, Famata, Dr. Joe Coy, and the rest of the folks there. They've been doing well. Each time they allow us to create awareness. The County Healthy on Nimba where we started, but there's still more to do. And one of the key things that we are soliciting support for right now is the issue of mobility. We need a motorbike or a vehicle that we can be able to, first of all, gather the data relating to people who have epilepsy in Liberia. A country like Liberia should know the amount of people who are suffering from epilepsy, because this is a silent killer. And the reason why is it creates poverty when we don't even know. When the world is saying Liberia poverty rate at this, it's coming, that those numbers, some of them coming from people who are challenged with epilepsy. Because in Malawi, most of the people live in rural communities, and most of these people live by farming. So for instance, if you and me with John Cool to go and do our farming, either our cocoa farming, our lowland farming, or highland farming, or whatever we call it, and my child is challenged with epilepsy, and because of that, Imala, you and all your friends say, we're not going Edmund farm anymore because Edmund Gbarwee's son got epilepsy. Imala, you creating poverty for me and my family. So we alone can do the farm work. At the end result, we will not be able to do anything. We will not send our children to school. We will not. So the poverty rate that Liberia, when politicians sit down and say, oh, and then they're laughing at Liberia, and which of course we all for Liberia, the poverty line a day. Most of these numbers are coming from those on loon and silent killers. Epilepsy is destroying, it's killing people every single day. People are calling us. I was with one of my good friends from the vice president office, Edmund, and I was standing with him. I was going to visit him, and a call came in, and the lady said, "Look, Edmund, I'm calling. I'm this person, but I want to understand when people have multiple seizures, what should we do? Do you people have the medicine to give to us?" We say, "No, we as Help Minimize Epilepsy in Liberia, we don't give one tablet to anybody. We partnership with these health facilities to do this program." And I put a phone last week. I said, "Edwin, are you listening?" That is the call we receive every day. We want to now get to do a baseline survey to know how many people are challenged with epilepsy in Liberia. In that way, we will be able to engage other partners. But till then, we don't have any support. Every single thing we do by Facebook fundraiser, and people will soon get tired spending that $1 or $10 because it's every year business. And the moment these people having relapse, meaning when they're taking that medicine again, they will fall back to square zero. So it means you're going again, you're going to go start all over with them, and that is a challenge.
Wow. So what happens, or what can an individual do, for example, if someone has a seizure and there's no health practitioner around at that moment? What can I do? I don't know anything about first aid. I'm not a medical worker, whatever, but I want to provide help. I want to support. What can an individual do at that moment?
Very good question. And that is some of the things we've started doing now in the schools and all of that, because sometimes students who do not know what spare is, when somebody falls, even teachers and all of that, they get very scared. Sometimes some children will go and tell their parents, say, "Mama, don't send me to that school again because somebody fell down there today." Here's the thing, Imala. When somebody falls, like I was just narrating the story when we had the awareness in Gbarwee, and a gentleman fell. We went and held him. So you lay the person on their side. If I'm here right now and have seizure and I start jerking, you might don't be afraid, yeah? Don't be afraid. Just leave, and it's not a hasty thing, except the only way it will be hasty for you to maybe just leave from that microphone quickly and come is when maybe there's hot water or there's a hot, oil, dangerous instrument around me. But till then, you can just take your own time from over there quickly and come to me and lay me on my side. Don't put anything in my mouth to say they may granny a teeth somewhere, let me force his mouth, because this is what we call a seizure. Your body is seizing because there is an electronic shock within the brain at the moment. So you just have to lie me down on my side.
Quietly.
Easily. Don't hold me. Don't hold me when I jack in to say, hey, the way I let Edmund a day, they my best friend, they make jack it too much. Let me hold a fan. No, you might injure some of my muscles. So just allow me now easily. And then just wait. If I had things around me, like the chair, move it from the around me. If I'm near the decks here, because if my jacking will hit this, whole decks for something to happen, just shift me a little bit and then leave me. And then I will come to myself. That all you need to do at that moment, you now try to call a health practitioner or 911 or whichever number that is going to be provided for emergency. But do not hold a person and say, I will hold a person until the whole jacking stop. No. So
let them jack.
Yes, calm down by the source. The only thing, don't allow them for them to be for their face to be up, because who knows? Blood could run somewhere. Who knows? Just who knows? But you could just lie them on their side and then they will come to themselves. That's the common first aid that you can do. But at that moment, you got to call the health authority and say, this thing is happening to this my person. After that moment, you can even take the person to the hospital and say, we just experienced this and this. And now all epilepsy medicine is the same. So that's why we are creating awareness and say, take anybody who has seizure. Not every seizure is also epilepsy, but multiple seizures in the daytime could be epilepsy. But take that person to the health center. It is the clinicians, the mental health clinicians that are there. They will tell you this is epilepsy and this is the medicine that this person will have to take. Don't prescribe your own medicine and just grab any medicine and you feel say it is a sin. Something happened to me. I'm a public health practitioner, imagine you. And I went, when we started New, and I went and then got the medication. But every single medication we get, we carry to our pharmacist who is a doctor for him to see whether the medicine is good. Imalwe, guess what? I bought that medication from a renowned pharmacy. When I took it to him, he said, Edmund, come and see something. When I went, the people have erased the expiration date on that medication. If we would have taken that medication, I, as a public health practitioner, 3%, I never noticed that. And I was excited. If we are taking that medication, what we have been doing to those people is we were coming to be giving them chemical. And then you will increase that problem. So that's why we said every single medication that is going to any other facility must pass through the county health team. It must go through the district health team. It must go through the pharmacist. The pharmacist should be able to go to buy the medication, because you must be licensed to go and buy it. In America, you can't just go and get a medicine because it's not a counter drug. It's a prescribed drug. So we have to also apply that in our setting, or else you're giving chemical, you're giving harmful substance to that person you say you are helping. And
so,
unknowingly,
we were talking about the different myths associated with STAIR, and I was thinking about how do these myths about STAIR affect people in school, in the community, in workplaces, or even in life. Maybe you're on campus and you just have this seizure, or you are at work. How does it affect an individual?
Yes, the myth has and continue to create more harm. Day before yesterday, a sister of ours, I haven't met her before. She been following us on Facebook on the Help Minimas Epilepsy in Liberia Facebook page. And she said, I want you to add me to your chat room. And we did. Her name is Patricia. She's a business person. She's in Riverside. And she sent me a very, very, very emotional photo of a gentleman who, because of the myth, his parents built a little hut far away from their home. And they isolated him. They can give his food. They can just put it down, then he takes it. And she was telling me, Edmund, there's a need. I'm a business person, but there's a need we expand and extend to Riverside. Nima is getting better, at least frequently people hearing this, but this is a problem. The myth is killing people. Just imagine you say somebody fat, the person get epilepsy. Then it mean that person, is about to give you epilepsy. Another gentleman is in Quendin now. He's from Dampa. That man was isolated. And he had seizure in the house, in his own hut. And he got bread until his hair cut. He's in Quendin. Right now, he's in Quendin. The last time, in December, I saw him in Quendin. And a very, very good gentleman. Whenever he's cool, he will tell you some stories that you were like, what? This guy know all this? So the myth is killing people. Epilepsy not continue. You can't take it from nobody, my people. We are begging you. Don't take the people from the houses you in and place them in different area and say the person here get epilepsy, the person get spare. It means they not palo oil again. You already finished kidding that person. The fact that you've done that. And another thing we want to do while we're seeking for support to do this based land survey is to see the sleeping places of people who are challenged with epilepsy. Where do they sleep? How is their sleeping condition looking like? How are people, welcoming in the community? So like what we've done, whenever we go to the community, we bring the stakeholders together. Because in public health in Malawi, if you don't have the community support, you on your own, Papa. Every other thing you're doing there, now your own thing you're doing. So whenever we're going, we bring the town chiefs, the women, the youth, the community people, the stakeholders, the other commissioner, sometimes the representative, and all of that. We bring them together that they will be a part of what we're doing and that they will hear from the people. And some of those people will say, look, see, I started taking the medication. I have not fall down yet though. The other gentleman say, my man, you my friend. When we were giving them food, when the superintendent went to grace the occasion on the World Mental Health Day in Zikepa, so we gave them seat. And people who came, who were not, life experience, they were standing. They were in the seats. So it was time to give the food, the serving, and everything. Then the gentleman came to me and said, man, meaning Emmanuel, my friend, will you give me food because I left my pen inside you? Just imagine the man said he left his eating bowl in his community. So will we give him food? I'm like, yes, we will give you food, we'll serve you. I personally served him that day. And he was saying, man, my friend, the thing you did, I mean, in our own, I get my pen there. I said, no, they need to not give you pen. All of you should eat in the same pen. So we should stop it. Nobody can take epilepsy. The same way you can't take pressure. Can you take pressure from anybody? High blood pressure. You can't take high blood pressure from anybody now. So that the same thing. You can't take epilepsy from anybody. We have come today. This year, theme for the International Epilepsy Day is Epilepsy Pledge. Just one thing you will take and today make a pledge and say, what I've been hearing from Edmund Gbarwee and the team from Help Minimize Epilepsy in Liberia, I have made a pledge that I will never stigmatize anybody with epilepsy. For us, our pledge is for us to cover the entire country capital with awareness about epilepsy to reduce the stigma and then provide support for people who are challenged. They are one of ours. We need to accept them. They could be better people, better journalists and all of that. Some of them, currently, they are journalists in Nimba County. And many people don't know. And we are proud of that because that person is giving, the society the best it can instead of stigmatizing them.
Great. Edmund Gbarwee, a public health practitioner and also from Help Minimize Epilepsy in Liberia. He is my guest on the show. You listen to him, every time we bring him here to provide information because information is power. Lots of people who had different thoughts about people with spare will now start to change their mindset and try to integrate them as part of the human race. They are no different from you, they are no different from me. We just need to provide them the support, as they grapple with whatever situation. We've got few minutes left to 6. I will take few calls and then go back to Edmund for his parting comments. Hello, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Hello.
Please, you have to leave from near your radio. You're giving us very terrible feedback. 0775 677376 0775 677376 514096. You will be live on the show. If you call, please leave from near the radio. Hello, let's hear you.
Yes, thank you very much. I want to appreciate everyone for the level of giving us with the citizen.
What's your name? Go ahead, please. 30 seconds.
Yeah, so I want to appreciate Emmanuel for the level of education for us because whatsoever that you are explaining that is true because through it will tell us that those that have epilepsy when they fast you can't go near them. When they fall down they are straight, when you do you can you will stay in Santa A. So I explained it to us and this one will be able to help our friends and brothers in the community. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Otis from Nimba County for your input. Hello, let's hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, Emmanuel, this is Steven Zon. Edmund, thank you. Your contract for awareness will not finish. Please describe the medicine in the simplest term. We know that epilepsy patients they can take tablet. Just call the tablet name in the simplest term. Not everywhere you find that facility. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my man from Zulu Whiskey. Hello, please go ahead.
Hello, I'm Gbarwee. I'm calling you from Johnson here.
Yes, sir.
Actually, I'm so much excited after the M1 interview because I have a that has such a disease or sickness, and I'm like afraid. I was like afraid of him before even when him I to sleep in the same room when he has seizure, I will run away. Sometimes I'll be afraid. Even when he was at the church because of that, he was sent back to Lofa. And even up to now, he's still going through it because of pain. Now, if people in Lofa now wanting to get treatment, there's no treatment. So he can at least call a particular.
Yeah, he will call it. He will call it. Thank you so very much for your input. Let me talk to this person here on the. Sorry, 2 minute call. Hello, please go ahead.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, sir. You live.
Yeah, I'm on your top calling for some second volume.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I got a question on my guest, please. I want to know if you are not born with epilepsy, how can you get epilepsy if you say I cannot catch you?
Oh, okay. Thank you so very much. Hello, please go ahead.
Yeah, how do you do?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you for your education this afternoon. Yeah, or the disease or sickness you're talking about, I have something in my family. And we shared everything together. Now I have even decided to go on. You don't have it. So thank you for your education. Those who have a sickness, they are not different from us. We all the same. So let us consider them. Thank you for your education.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. Hello, please go ahead. You live.
I enjoy the studio guest today. I enjoy it too, but I'm feeling like just shaking. I ask the government to give them helping hands so they can help our people. Because I know what they're doing. They need help. My son, I want to tell you, thank you. I enjoy you that way. If I have money on hand, I'm going to look for you and give it to you. Well, thank you. Continue here.
Thank you so very much. Let's hear you. We'll take 2 more calls.
The gentleman in studio, thank you so much for coming on. You know, people talk about witchcrafting, and you couldn't have explained it better. I don't think anybody else could, because you talk about the electricity analogy. That's well in place. There's no witchcrafting. There's nothing like that. The other thing is, if you have somebody in your family that's suffering from that, and you got them in the dungeon, get that person to see a person like this gentleman in studio, or call somebody at the health ministry and let them know, because these people are not witchcrafts. They're not carrying anything else but epilepsy, and the misfiring in the brains is causing that to happen. So please, that person can even spit in your mouth and you wouldn't catch epilepsy. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you. This is our last caller. We have to go. The calls are just 2 minutes. Please go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon, my name is Ibrahim Sakama again. I call you from Zubata on the rice farm. This topic is very interesting. I want to say thank you to Edmund. A few questions. Is it related to environment where people live, or food that they eat, a particular type of food, or
cannot be transferred to unborn children. Please help us. Thank you.
Thank you to all of you. Please, we're not taking calls. Edmund, you have to be very, very brief as you can. Please go ahead. I'll give you like a minute and I have to conclude on everything.
Thanks to all of the callers. Sometimes it's emotional because you see yourself in the whole story. Till now, even me, I can have epilepsy. The fact that I will even be driving and don't want to take my driver, or seat belt, right? And if there's an accident and my head knock on something, there's a problem through vehicle accident, there's a likelihood I can have epilepsy at my age. So that's why people who are writing medicine, our next campaign will focus on protect your head. Protect your head. As we speak, protect your head. Don't be riding your vehicle and say, oh yeah, everything okay. Boo, 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 something you're speeding. And something happens and your hair hits. Something, then it becomes a problem. When you on the farm and making farm and you climbing on the tree to cut palm or something, protect yourself. Be extremely careful. Reduce the risk. So there's a gentleman who said if somebody, can be born with this, and protect yourself. Sometimes when we get a young baby, Imala, you notice that how you get young baby. I'm talking to them. You get young baby, Imala. You're like a young baby. Then me, Edmund, I go to the house, right? I hold the baby on. Is it a boy or girl?
A beautiful lady.
Oh, a lady. And I hold on her leg. Yeah? And start to, I say, hey, they are fire. Now shake, but her hair is down, or two legs in my hand shaking her. You don't know the impact you're doing to that person, baby brain. Some of these things people do it and just feel that it's nothing. It is. Yes, that's why public health practitioners are needed at every health facility when people give birth. These are the things public health workers supposed to tell, all of the baby mothers and everybody that load this baby. Don't shake the baby. Don't do this one. Don't do that one, because that baby brain is still green. Something might happen. So let's avoid accident. Let's avoid everything. We want to say thank you, Emmanuel, and we'll continue to raise this awareness. Bring in your support. Let me leave these numbers with you for consultancy. If you want information, you have to call Dr. Joseph Sequoia on these numbers: 0777 04 8819 or 088 1687 596. If you want to call Help Minimize Epilepsy in Liberia directly, you got to call 088 744 7921 or 0777 50 for the 430. These are the numbers that you will call. Don't just get any medicine. So yes, the tricky part about it. We want for people to go to the health centers to inquire for the medication. We don't want you buying it, because people who are in the bucket and selling it, it's called carbamazepine, or you have another one they call phenobarbital. But it needs to be, prescribed by a doctor after meeting you, who they say you get epilepsy. We're backing. It's called carbamazepine. So yes, so the numbers are 0770 04 8819 or 0881 87 596. When you call that, he's going to guide you in the process. I want to say thank you, and may God bless you. Happy Flag Day. Keep serving our country.
Of course, that's all the time we've got to be here today.